platform. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do consider liking, sharing, and definitely subscribing. And if you're a member of the platform, massive respect for the continuous support. So, as I saw by the title, this one is going to be a wrap up in which we kind of analyze what took place over the weekend, specifically on the topics that we covers over our two channels, which is the Imaxit and Wemaxit. So, you saw the title, Jamaica squared off with Grenada. We're going to give you all the facts on that and then give you our opinions as to what we thought of the game and where it can lead positives or negatives. And then definitely in Afcon, we watched the Afcon. Senegal won over Morocco, but should it have even continued after Senegal walked off the pitch? All of those stuffs we're going to be discussing. So thanks, lovely people, of passing through. I did a video a day ago, but we had some statics in the video, so maybe I'm not going to use this feature more. I'm going to work on it, all right? But we are going to chop it up with around 30 minutes or so to go. All right, so let me start right here. We have Afghan. So Senegal took on Morocco. All right, Senegal won this one 1-0 after extra time. After extra time, 1-0 after extra time. But you had a lot of things that took place in this game, i.e., one of Senegal's first goal was disallowed. The second goal that disallowed, what the whistle blew before. All right. So, anyways, you in the same game you had Diaz that got brought down in the game, tugged by his neck, and to me, it's a 100% foul. All right. But what Senegal did was walked off the pitch via their actual coach. And I thought it was extremely disgraceful and pretty much trying to use who you are as an individual. What I'm talking about, maybe being black in Africa and trying to pull on people's strings rather than actually playing football. I never respected it because I thought that the referee made a solid judgment because you made contact with the player. Whether they said it was deemed a little bit softer or it happens in previous Afghans, so you should have let it go. He still made a contact with the player, and you decide that you're going to walk off the field. I thought that if it was Morocco did so in the reverse, maybe people would have really eat on them because I got the feeling like nobody never wanted Morocco to actually win it. You understand me? So I am congratulations to Senegal, won it over in the end. Sadio Mane is a professional, really like the way he handled things. You clearly saw that he learned how to behave properly based on his travels. Yes, because he was trying to talk to them and tell them to continue playing. And they came back out, Diaz missed the penalty. I thought that it had a lot to do with the delays because it was delayed from around 27 minutes to 30 plus minutes. So I thought that was, I think that FIFA should actually sanction them. I think it's disrespectful and it gave a bad look on African football, extremely bad look on African football. I saw people doing videos last night and I was kind of participating, and I realized that the standard of human beings have dropped, especially in our people. And I have even seen that maybe that's what stopped us from really taking the next level as a human being. Like the lack of discipline that we have, the low standard mentality that we stands for, I think it actually holds down our people. And that's why for me, I had to stand up because I want to see the best version of my people. You understand me? Yes. So that's my take on the Afghan. I thought that the game was very balanced. The better moving ball team was Morocco. We actually knew that. They were fluid right throughout. But the counters from Senegal was very good. The 1-2s, especially out in the wide areas, was very good. Mane looked solid. Really like what Mane offered. Yes, we had Jackson. Jackson is typical Jackson. He will pull up in good areas, but he's toothless from time to time. So Jackson is someone that you maybe have to call out here and there. So Guy, he was good aside from the goal as well. Doof was actually good, He was actually good in the game. So don't look at the situation with the penalty and everything. I thought he was very good with linking up the plays, the late stoppage. Them he was very good on that as well. He made some good clearances. I really like that player. All right. So Senegal is a decent team, but I still believe that the fluidity from Morocco gives them the best opportunity to win a actual trophy for Africa. If anyone should win a World Cup, it has to be Morocco because they have physicality, technical ability, and they actually know how to nullify teams, which is impressive because it doesn't naturally comes out of Africa. Africa just relies on speed and power. Period. Over majority of the teams in the last 25 years I'm watching African football. It has never changed in youth 15s up to men's football. So I would say congratulations to South Africa that's trying to play similar football. They don't have the talent as Nigeria, Cameroon, and Senegal, but they have a better system than all of them. All of them. I'm watching football from youth 12s straight up to national. South Africa's system is actually better than Nigeria, Senegal, Cameroon, and all of them. Maybe only Morocco because Morocco has more money and put more infrastructure in. So what I will tell these nations, spend more money, believe in these players a lot more, and do what Morocco and South Africa may be doing for their players. Because if you have these talents, if you put more work out on them, they will even be better. And you maybe have better systems that you can dominate Africa and dominate the world. All right, because most of these teams in Africa, why they don't translate on the world stage, solely because their technical ability is very low, extremely low in ladies and men football. That's why they look so average on the higher stage. So they need to start working on those things going forward. But congratulations to Senegal. But I still have to call them out. That means they were terrible with their behavior. So it's unacceptable, and it was nothing of any scam. It was a flat out penalty because he decided that he's going to drag down the player by his neck. Nothing else. All right. In my opinion, that's my opinion. All right. So let me move on because we said we're only doing 30 minutes. All right. Yes. No, but it was a balanced game, Mr. Dre. Morocco was just as good as Senegal. They maybe never control the game as though they control the game against Nigeria, but Senegal is a better team than Nigeria. Blood. Nigeria is just a team that has good players, forward players. They don't really have the same caliber of defenders and midfielders. You have Bassi. Bassi is very good, but on the wing, Samuel is not the best. You understand me? Bruno is not the best. Ajayi is not the best. And you have a madman in goal. Obviously, he saved 2 penalties the last time, but that's it. His brains comes and goes. So Nigeria wasn't all that, and Morocco dominated the game against Nigeria. But let me get the people in the chat because we saw people in the chat. Please, guys, double click the like button so we get the likes up very fast. So we have Drew Ross in the building, massive respect. Vacation in the building, Princeton in the building, Float Max, Float Manager, big up yourself. Then we have Musmin said, good to see JD. I always enjoy, big up yourself. We are here, man. We are here. It's just because I was a little bit busy. And then we have Slim B in the building. Says, hi JD, I'm here today. And what a way always struggle against Grenada. We are going to be talking about that, but we had to talk about the big game of the day, which was the actual big game, which is the Afcon. All right. And most of the things that we talk on for Jamaica and the Caribbeans kind of stem from Africa. So it's good when we can get those information from Africa to return. All right. There's talks that FIFA wanted Morocco to win. No. Nothing like that, man. That's what I don't like. Our people, what I can't stand is anytime Nigeria playing a game, Nigeria, Senegal, Cameroon, they always make it about race. They always make it about some lie that cannot be quantified. You understand me? So what our problem is, our people are sore losers. So they make sure to make an excuse if they do lose, because they never want to accept that. But losing is a part of growing. because now you will know your faults. And most of our teams, that's why we fail in football over the year, because we can't find our grind pains, because we're always better than the next team that beats us. We need to move out of that. I saw them on the Twitter already making stories, but they had bad treatments and everything. They were already making stories, and I don't agree with it. Play a football game, beat the team fair and square, and leave the pitch. That's it. I can't bother with the bunch of excuse. Slim B. Then we have Odello, Michael Gard in the building. Then we have Mr. Dre in the building. The Roman says, JD, it wasn't a penalty anywhere else on the field. Don't you make a contact? Don't you drag a player by his neck? Well, I don't know which football you're watching, but every time you chuck him back and you even tug a guy's shirt, it's a yellow card. So don't make a story, Rajman. That is not true. Once a player trailing and you drag him back, it's automatically yellow card. Just by touching him, especially by dragging person's neck, it's going to be a foul. Come on. I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of this sympathy that we look for as our people. I want we to be equal with everybody. It's like when we look these sympathies, it makes us look less of a race than the other people. That's what I don't like. Let me stop using that excuse. Let me man up and fight for something. Let me stop. I don't like it, man. Senegal, baby. So happy Morocco didn't win. Well, I'm glad that Morocco didn't win, because it doesn't look like people would have managed it well if Morocco actually won. JD, do you think do you think City will win the Premier League? It's possible. It's possible, because Arsenal doesn't look good either. Bless yourself, Gregory. And Hakimi, I lose all respect for him. Or can you try to take away Mendy's towel? The whole federation was a part of that scheme. Mr. Dre, I realize that, Mr. Dre, you are easy to believe in the story. And this is what I love. This is what I love. I love the honesty on my platform. And I love the way all you guys be honest to me. But I finally found out why we can have some seriously sane human beings that always get dragged back into the race war and the race sympathy war. We always have our sane human being that can analyze something that always got triggered to go back that direction. You understand me? It's my take, but I don't believe in this thing. I've watched too much African football to know that Nigeria, Senegal, they all cry black people excuses early in games, because they just don't like to lose, and they make up too much excuses, and I don't like it. Senegal is a good enough team to not use those excuses. I'm very sorry, blood. It was a turn off, blood, JD, I was talking about based on how the game was physical already. It wasn't going to be called. Yeah, Rajman, I understand. I am not doing no race war. You are talking about it. No. I said me having a discussion. I'm just saying, I love how you talk on topics, but I'm saying we can make other people get carried away. We can get carried away, like we that thinks rational makes these things. We make the people and use the race card, Mr. Dre, and we get sucked in it to believe these guys easier than to actually look at the situation. I thought it was a penalty because the guy committed the foul. Why we don't blame Dio to actually brought down the player? You understand me? And drag down the player, because he never needed to. He had one step on the player. So why is it you don't complain? Why we don't say, brother, love my brother, but you drag down the player? You never needed to drag down the player. Why you have to do that? Why you have to give them an opportunity to call a penalty? You understand? But we slip over that. We slip over that to say that, it's because them are black people and Morocco get FIFA want Morocco to win. The referee a fraud. How can the referee be a fraud when we didn't do it? The referee didn't do anything. It's the player. Drag down the player. You drag down the player. I am very sorry. If you guys can't see that is a penalty, I just believe that you guys are blind to what reality. I think you're just blind to reality. You know, I just honestly believe that you're blind to reality. And because I even listened to Africans yesterday and his friends, them, and the last thing they said on the video was the most honest thing, because they want to have a connection to their race. That's why they just wanted Senegal to win. I wanted Senegal to win as well. But I wanted Morocco to win. I want the best team to win. That's a slight difference with me. It's like we try to connect ourselves to our people and just falsely viewing something. If I ask you if the guy, George, it doesn't matter where am I from. You see what you ask me? It's clear. Listen to George there. It's a clear it's a clear non-penalty. Right. And then he asked me, where am I from? So what it has to do with me talking, if I ask you, did the guy make contact and drag the guy down by his neck? Let me ask you honestly about that. Let me deal with all the incidents. Did the guy drag down the player by his neck? If he just says yes, then we can just move on from here. Let me move on from here. Oh, so the guy dragged down the player by his neck. You said yes. So what are we fighting for? So if the ref said it's a penalty, why we need to move from that to say that it's a robbery? Yeah, so if I feel where we're coming from, I just don't like that. It's a clear penalty, and we just move on. Senegal still won the game, but you could see that Morocco wasn't really interested that level, because I think it's extremely disrespectful from that point, because you're walking off when it's clearly showing that you dragged down a player. Come on, man. And that's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter where I'm from. It doesn't matter where I'm from. I'm a human being. I am a human being first, and I love people, and I love the game of football. I love the game of football, and I'm just look at it from a standpoint of a football. I am not looking at it that one is a Moroccan or one is a Senegalese. No, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of a footballer. That's it. So I'm very sorry. Maybe I needed to pick a side, then come on the internet, and I realized that's how the internet works. You have to pick a side and stay on it. You can't be objective, look on something and analyze what you saw. And that is very sad with people nowadays. And that it tells me that means wars will never stop, because you have to pick a side and stand on it. No, we need to actually be a good human being. You understand me? Love people and just analyze what you're doing. And that's who I am. So I want to move on to Jamaica, Grenada, the interest of the game, like what was the reason, how the game looked, and all of those stuff. But let me take a few comments first. But JD, it it did not look good on Afcon when the ball boys. Yes, Mr. Dre. I saw the one when told people were blocking people and those stuff. So Morocco did bad things as well. That is true. That is true. And I can all blame those things. But I was just upset about the penalty. You understand me? And oh, you walked off. I just never respected that. So I never said Morocco is perfect. I am not picking up for Morocco at all. I am not picking up for Morocco, none at all. I'm just talking about an incident and how you reacted to that incident. Maybe everything accumulated cost you to do that. Maybe that's true, but you can't say I'm wrong that the guy never challenged and caused the problem. That's all I'm saying. Don't if you think that someone is biased and fighting against you, why you give them the ammunition to fight against you clearly when it can be proven that they're going to kind of favor a run against you? You can't. That is a definition of insanity if you're going to go from that route. That's all I'm saying, and I think you agree with me right there. Senegal was doing black magic with towels. No, come on, man. Cut out this black magic thing, man. It was a terrible challenge in the box. However, the earlier disallowed Senegal goal, I think, drove the Senegal players. That's what I just said, Muslin. Maybe it's a cumulative things that took place caused the problem. That could be true as well. So you see that I'm being fair. I'm not picking up for no Morocco. I'm just looking at it different and say that because my stance, I always want my people to be on level playing field with everybody. And when we use excuses every time, it's make us seems weak. It make us seems below other people. And maybe people never got that about me. I am not fighting against my own people. I just have high expectations of my own people. You understand me? I want to get more. I want when we beat a team, they feel like yes, we beat them. Don't no excuse and I don't like it. I want we to beat them physically. Just beat them physically, mentally, and they know that yes, we were better than them. Not no pausing game for 30 minutes because you're begging the goal to not score. You understand me? And create. I just never like that. So I hope you guys understood where I'm coming from, blood. All right. They walked off the field because of the disallowed goal. What was that a foul on Hakim when Senegal scored? No, not the second one. The second one, no. The first disallowed one, you can say that was soft. That was soft, the first one. But the second one that they created a problem for, it was a clear foul as well on the sideline. But the first one, that's before the penalty, that was soft. That one was soft. So you had a lot of incidents in this game, A lot of incidents was in this game, people. All right. Talk about Jamaica team. George Preston. We're about to get to it. I have something that's a title, and the title was there for Jamaica and Africa as well. Yes, so that's all I'm saying, people. I'm just giving my take. Oh, you're from Uzbekistan. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. Thump up the like button as we go. So now, guys, so we will do more videos for Senegal, Nigeria going forward. So look out for that. I have a next channel called Wemaxit Football. All right. I'm going to try and do the hour because I said I wanted 30 minutes and we already passed 21 minutes on the African football. And I love that because it's African football and you guys are engaged. Before, we had to talk about Jamaica and maybe other places, Suriname, and then you guys engage. I love the fact that you guys are watching the football and giving back the feedbacks. I love it, all right? I used to play Pro League in Europe. Respect all players and nation. All right, thank you very much. Love that. Fabian says a clear penalty. The defender was a madman on that play, and we got to say that was the truth. That was the truth. You shouldn't have made them, especially when you think that one team is getting favored. You shouldn't have made an easier decision when you created a problem. That's all we were saying. So Jamaica now. Let me move on to Jamaica. So Jamaica, guys, this was the first game for Rudolph Spade. Jamaica went on to take on Grenada, but as you guys know, this game was a game out of the FIFA window. And when it's out of the FIFA window, what happens? You can't really get professional players, the elite professional players. Let me put it there because the JPL and the USL is a professional league, or not the JPL, but not the JPL being a professional league because I'm not sure about that one. But I know that the USL is a professional league. All right. And I heard that the JPL was going to become a professional league. All right. Yes. So with that said, now the other places, like some of the clubs, League One, Championship, Premier League, you won't get players from. Some of the MLS clubs, you won't get players from. Yes, JJ Akocha was top baller. All right. So based on that, you're going to have a significantly weaker team from Grenada. Grenada has players that came in from abroad, but obviously this is going to be a significant weaker team, and Jamaica team will be a significantly weaker team as well. All right. Yes. So what we are going into this game to look at is the reason why they are doing this game. All right. I heard individuals told me that, oh, they are doing it because they want to get to see a few players. All right, so that was a part of it. They want to see a few players, what they can offer and stuff. So what I want to ask you guys, what you guys saw from the game. I'm going to go straight into the lineups and everything and give you my opinion on it. But what you guys saw from the game, you saw players that you feel like was good enough. You saw a system that you thought was good enough. All right, let me start now. Amal Knight gets back a run in the national team. The last 2 times that Amal Knight got in the team was way back when Jamaica drew with Suriname, 1-1 in Suriname, which I thought he was good. I heard Marlon and other guys that said he gave away the game for Jamaica. Suriname dominated the ball Jamaica in that game and fully deserved to take all 3 points, and he kept Jamaica in the game. But because he accidentally drop a ball because of the sustained pressure from Suriname in that game, people beat him for that game and say he should not be selling out goals against Suriname, which I don't agree with it. I thought he was very good. I thought he was very good and deserved back more shots in the national team. But clearly, if you don't play seriously out of this world, like Andre Blake every single time, you don't get that same luxury. So Amal Knight got penalized for that, in my opinion, because that's what people always said about him. That game that they always go back to that game. All right. Then you have Damian Lowe in this game. Kyle Ming, Stephen Young, Ronaldo Webster gets back a looking as well. Atkins, Kevin Lambert, Anglin, Ellis, Fletcher, and Warner Brown. So big up yourself, Jairus and Khalifa, Gary Powell, everyone that's coming in. What you're seeing here, what I love about the starting 11, it's all of the Jamaican local born players that you would say excelled at some point in football or potentially will excel at some point in football, barring Liam Bailey and Richard King with Andre Blake. That's the only ones missing, because I don't class Whisper and Dixon because they have not done nothing in football, and I don't know if they are going to ever do anything in football. But these are the dudes like the Lamberts, the Atkinson go and play. When Ronaldo Webster went places and played, Fletcher played already, Damon Lowe played already, Amal Knight played already. So you get this is a good core of players that actually went overseas and played football. So a team, Grenada is not the best team, especially when they are not at full strength. Jamaica has much more luxury to pick a second and a third string team and get more out of their team if it was a Grenada, so let me go for Grenada versus British Virgin Islands, and you're going to see the big difference. You have Charles Cook in this one, Arak in this one. So the Grenada team is a complete different team when it's a professional game. None of those guys were playing. All right, so Grenada can go up a next level. You remember Jamaica had played Grenada before, and Jean Charles them dominated the game against Jamaica. You remember that game? So we played them already with a better team, and we had a better team as well. All right, and we couldn't just destroy them. We went on to win the game in the end, but it was no Jamaica dominating them. And to be honest, to be fair, this one was the same. Jamaica wasn't dominating them. I thought that the patterns were very slow, sluggish, but we expected that because it's the first game Jamaica playing under a different manager, and they're trying to set up things. Oh, Mr. Speed plays. Mr. Speed doesn't want to dominate possession, only if it comes to him. If it forcefully comes to him, he will try to dominate position. He always wants to bypass the midfield, so he will keep it a bit lower and then go over the midfield. I don't know why he does that. And even in this national team, in this one game, I saw the same thing. When Grenada wasn't really applying as much pressure in this game to say that going over the top is warranted. I thought that Jamaica had enough quality, at least quote unquote names that we knew before playing, that they should have took the initiative and dominate the play straight short the 90 minutes and then force Grenada to play in certain areas. I thought Grenada was way too comfortable against Jamaica. Even it's being a weaker Jamaica team, it's still all of the players that were hype up. Dick Atkinson, Warner Brown, Lambert, Atkins, Warner Brown, Anglin are three, and Kyle Ming with Ronaldo Webster are five players that were hyped up and said that they are already know for the national team. I don't think one of these players showed me in this game that they're ready for the national team. Not one of these players showed me that they are ready for the national team. I think it shows me that they're slow. They are nowhere near top level football. Not one of these five players that we talk about showcase that they're elite footballers. You know, Mr. J said Webster is ready. Maybe for Concacaf level he's ready, but you realize that the word that I use, elite level football. Webster is not ready for elite level football. He's better than the others. Remember, you hear me talk highly of Webster because I actually like him. You understand me? So I think he's better than the others, but he's not no elite player that will transform Jamaica to the highest level. He's a decent player that he should be the bar that we shouldn't drop below. He should be the one that we just stay with. The level of players that could come out of Jamaica, if it's not his level, we don't want anymore. Rest of them go and learn football somewhere else before we come in the national team. Because he's a decent player, but he's not no high level player. You understand me? Yes. So I know why he plays. I watch him, Mr. Dre, but he's an average player. He is an average player, Mr. Dre. We can't make up a story on the player. He's an average player, and he looks better than the others. I give him all the credit I can. But I'm not going to put no world superstar stopper in CONCACAF. He's not top 50, top 20 best left back in CONCACAF at all. All right? So I'm not going to put that status on him. I'm not going to put that stuff, but I like the player. I think that he should be the level that we should not drop off. So I would put him in the national team. If I don't have any additional left backs, I put him in the national team because I think he bombs forward good. He keeps the position. He keeps the position good of the football. He's technical enough. That is what I like. Normally, Jamaican players are not technical, especially in wing-back areas and winger areas. Because remember, he played winger first, Most of Jamaican players start out as striker-winger. He was one of those striker-winger type players, But obviously in Europe, obviously those positions becomes more challenging. So you have to get a game where you go. Just like when you had my boy that came in, the young kid, Zimenez, when he went to Cercle Braga, he had that same challenges as well, because it's just where a team have space for you have to work in. It's not what you do, it's just how you can work with them, they're going to work with it. So Webster, I like him. I pick him out of the game. I think he's decent. Atkinson is average. Anglin, I don't think he's a national team type player. Damian Lowe still shows that he has something to give to Jamaica, and that's why I love when you learn the football professionally. It helps you big time, because Damian Lowe, people say Damian Lowe is not active, not playing football. Every time Damian Lowe is on the field, regardless of his strong challenges, he always looked like he's one of Jamaica's best players. Period. And Damian Lowe never looked different. He never looks different from his old self. I think he looks better than all of the other average players that we're trying to brag on now because they're younger. So Damian Lowe will still be in front of Kyle Ming and all of those guys. I don't think Kyle Ming surpasses Damian Lowe none at all. Regardless if he's not playing any football, I still believe that Damian Lowe gets picked over both King and Kyle Ming. I don't think they have jumped to that level. Steve Young looks like a player that's trying to play the right way, but he needs more reps just the same. Lambert, I still believe Lambert has a place in the national team, not because he's the greatest footballer, but he offers something in a defensive midfielder position and also a centre back. also centre back. But because we have a lot of centre backs, you have to force him out of the centre backs pool. So Lambert, Damian Lowe, Webster so far, three of the players them that I would say that you can still have something for. Anglin, Atkinson, and Warner Brown. I don't think Warner Brown deserved to be in the national team. And I never thought so in the first place. He got the goals, and obviously it's Jamaica. Once you can brag on somebody that's born in Jamaica, they are going to just do it. I don't think he deserves to be in the national team, and I don't think he's nowhere in the same ballpark as any one of the forward players them that we have. And we need to really see these things. We need to honestly see it. He's nowhere near none of the wing forwards and none of the actual strikers. He's not. So the stories that he was the best striker, he's nothing like that. He doesn't have the education as none of Jamaica's strikers' blood. I'm very sorry. He makes football extremely difficult and turns it into anxiety football. He's one of the main players make Jamaica cannot play a good system. Nitro, I don't know which football you're watching. Just scoring a goal doesn't turn into no football. This player play football senseless. He doesn't follow system. He plays anxiety football just like the JPL. And that's why Jamaica team always be unorganized, because we pick one favorite player of people and they're always a player with lacking football knowledge, and you have to just play anxiety football. You can't control the ball because he can't zone, he can't traps. So it makes the other players them can't do their job as well. So Nigel, you are one of the bad breed people that have sense when you need to have sense, or not when you need to have sense, but when you need to talk some truth, you will talk some truth and then leave out certain things to appease people. No, brother, this player ain't ready, blood. This player ain't ready. Jamaica has better players, and you need to move on from these players and let them go and get themselves in clubs, learn the actual sport. You understand me? Learn the actual sport. Learn the actual sport and then return back. You understand? We can clearly see Damian Lowe, we can clearly see Lambert them, and they're playing football that is a team-orientated football. It doesn't look like the JPL because they have learned more. Nigel, you support Arsenal, Nigel. Yeah, Arsenal kind of play that similar to this way, you know? Something wrong with you, all right? We should be trying getting Archer or Davis. Yes, so and Ellis looks solid. Fletcher. All right, so no problem, George Preston. You can just run off. It's all right. All right, I'm just going through my team, and if you don't agree with it, it's a free world. You can leave it alone. All right. Yes. JD, I think Atkinson showed promise in the game. Okay, all right. I am not impressed with these players. For them to reach, like them to take Jamaica anywhere. I think you have better players locally, local bred players that's doing better things and can play a more team-orientated game because they went overseas and actually improved their game. All right. Atkinson, I saw Satchwell from Stats. Don't know. I saw Satchwell from Stats, and I'm going to make a wild take. But I actually think Satchwell is a way more educated footballer than Atkinson. And I think Satchwell is better than Atkinson today. And I've been watching Satchwell. And those are the little players. Maybe they are not the most named players we need to run for. But those are the players that we need to put in a system, teach them our system, and then let them come to be. Like anybody you see that can carry the football from an educational standpoint to the next level. All right? Because Jamaica is starting from a back position. You get me? So you need to get those players, you know? Owen said, I won't call names. I was talking to a senior player on IG, and that played in the game, and he said the local players them run around and don't understand it, but it's just the truth. And remember, Satchwell is a player that played in Stats. So he played in Jamaica, but he went overseas and they're learning. That's why I like Webster, because you can see that Webster learn. What did he do? Check Webster in around 2021. 2021 or a little bit earlier. 2021 or a little bit earlier. You need to check Webster. And you see what he was doing. Was it Cavaliers? Someone, was it Cavaliers? I was watching him in a team. I think I did when I did the analysis around a month or two. It was Cavaliers, man. It should be Cavaliers. And then I watched his game present now, and you can see how he's thinking, like he's moving before the ball reach him. So his decision making is already determined. Yes, thank you, Mr. Dre. It was Cavaliers, because I was looking at him in a in a in a Caribbean game. And he played good in it, don't get me wrong. But you could see that his decision making wasn't there. He was running to chase the ball. But now I saw him playing a few steps back in a left back position or a left wing back position. And you can see that he's thinking before the ball reaches him. So it makes an easier streamlined connection of free flowing football. So the problem is with Jamaica, they can't play free football because they're just not educated enough. These local guys playing it, and it happens in the JPL. When I see it, the 1-2 passes don't exist in the JPL blood. And remember, the reaction timing and space is there for the higher level teams. And the 1-2 free flowing. When I say 1-2, a player play the ball, he's moving to the next position. So by the time the receiver gets the ball, he's already 75% away off the receiving ball, and he overlaps someone. It doesn't exist. The ball either kicks long, they chased it, the defender boot it up. It's non-existent, and these things need the fundamentals. So at this point, I want to see JPL games where a man said, don't kick the ball in the air. Just don't kick the ball in the air. Kick the ball on the ground. Even if we lose the game 10-0 today, we're going to learn football today. We're going to play the football the right way, because when we're finished with education, we're going to dominate the whole of Jamaica. And every team that keeps the ball, in my lifetime, in the last 30 odd years, I remember the Harborview team kept the ball in the ground. Maybe that was one of the best Jamaican team ever existed. We saw CC over the years kept the ball on the ground. I'm not going to be honest. Not all teams in the I'm going to be honest. Not all teams in the JPL do that. Okay, Mr. Dre. I have watched Montego Bay, which is the top team, and I've watched Mount Pleasant as well, which is the top team. I've made sure to go for those teams, and believe me, they resort back to the same kicking away football, just the same. And they look terrible, like the terrible team that they're playing, just the same. When they're playing the terrible team, they just jump into the same football headway, big boss. And that is a part of the managerial side. So it still come back to football education, where you know that you don't need to go toe to toe with them. Keep the ball, move the ball. They're going to run up and down. They're going to get tired, and you're going to get 10 goals later. So that's my point. That team, that Harborview team, was a 2000s Harborview team, Mr. Dre. And they wore down teams because they knew that if they continue to play the football like that and you had a next team, maybe a lot of you guys are younger. I don't know how long this team stayed in power. You had a team named Hazard. That was either 99 to 2002, 99 to 2005 or something like that, maximum. So Hazard and Harborview, maybe the two teams that actually played football in Jamaica over the last 35 years. The actual two teams had 2-3 year spells of football that I could say that these guys, Hazard, I think he turned Portmore United, but when it was Hazard, they played some football. I can say that was one of the time that I'm saying, yo, this looks nice. And even when I'm going back now to see some of these games, you could see that they're playing with patterns That back then. So nobody can tell me, Mr. Dre, them can't tell me that it cannot be done. Because we did it before. So one of my a person that watched my video came on and said, "Yo, back then we usually play some football, you know." So I want to apologize to him. We usually play some football. So I don't know what happened now from before, but we usually play some football, blood. All right, so teams in Jamaica played football before, man. Yeah, the Portmore United and the Harborview. Waterhouse did win the leagues for a few times, but I never really saw Waterhouse had any dominance of controlling play and really flowing football. I thought that those are the two teams over the last 30 years that gave me that feeling that they are playing football. Let me hear what Mr. J says about that though, if he agrees or disagrees. The standard has fallen in Jamaica. I don't know how Spade is the guru of football playing like that. Hazard had some quality players. All right, all right. So people agree with me. I want to hear what Mr. J says because he will fight against everything that I've said. So I'm waiting on him to see if he's going off with that same conversation. How come no one reporting that Lati, Anderson, and Bobby all started this weekend? No, but Bobby Reed actually won the player of the actual week as well. So that's a good show, Mr. Russ. But remember, Mr. Russ, I wasn't here to give you my Premier League breakdown, and I don't know if any other channel even does videos because, to be honest, I don't even watch YouTube if I'm not actually live. You know, yes, my winger Mason Clark, Gray, Leon Daly. Okay, Mason Clark. Okay, Mason Clark. I spoke about Mason Clark around 2.5 years ago now, or 2.5 seasons ago, and he was really good and still really good. You know, yeah. But you guys said he wasn't good. You know, he wasn't better than Leon Bailey. He wasn't better than Damara Gray. So the fact that 1.5 seasons later, you guys are saying, yeah, Mason Clark, you're going with, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, so that's good. So people, I saw a few players, as what we said, some of the players that we know before that showcase some promise, but it's not the young players then that maybe people would have wanted to force in the team. So Lowe, Webster, Lambert, yes, Lowe, Webster, Lambert, those are the players I saw that did anything that I would have respected in the game to push forward. I thought that the team was average and struggling to play transitional football, but the coach himself struggled to play transitional football. So and let me see, because he has higher quality players now. It's not a bunch of kids that never really grew up playing football the right way, and he's trying to break them into certain things. All of these players that he's going to get for the national team are professional players, so they can follow instruction. So we will know if he's a good coach or he's just a bad coach. And always mask his stories into not having the level of quality players. Then we have before the game, Big Vessel JD. The game was really good, I thought, and the better team won. What game was really good? Oh, you're talking? Are you talking about the Senegal game? All the kids in primary school turn into track and field. I have the privilege of working with my school track program, and let me tell you, JD, the level of analytics is out of this world. But I've always came here, Mr. Dre. I've always came here and told you that when you talk about track and field in Jamaica, Jamaica have some of the better coaches and some of the better analysts in the entire world. That's why they're good at it. The problem is for the reggae boys and football in Jamaica, you have too much scammers that doesn't want to reach the level. They want to use their position and their location to get them in the position before actually reaching the level. That is the big difference. They are just scammers. I have always told you that when it comes down to track and field in Jamaica, they are some of the best in the world. So if they turn up and be egotistic, I got to take that. You know why? Because I know when I'm hearing that Stephen Francis, some of the best coaches in the world, I have never heard anybody in world football say Mr. Speed is even good in Concacaf or the Caribbean, blood. I have never heard that. I heard Stephen Francis go amongst the best coach on planet Earth. They're saying, oh, he warms down, set up how much science he puts into his work. He hires the right people to get the best out of the athletes, them and everything. I heard that about people from Jamaica that's doing something that's actually uplifting the sport of what they're actually participating in. So this story about football is just a force right thing. Mr. Speed them just on a force right thing. They are not qualified for nothing. And that's why I can't really root for them, because I know that they are doing it in dishonesty, and they are going to fail the kids them in their dishonesty, because it's all selfish gains. And that's my sad thing. I think it's all selfish gains. I've never seen Mr. Speed them trying to send the kids them to school to make them better educated so they can understand system a little bit. It took a white man coming in from England to do so. You understand me? So what it shows me, it doesn't seem like Jamaican people want to help Jamaican people, and it makes me sad, because and Mount Pleasant came in and tried to do something like what Chuck and Field doing, which is to provide an avenue for kids to be better versions of themselves. And what you try to do, you try to fight against Mount Pleasant. The whole of Jamaica tried to fight against Mount Pleasant, the only place and in Jamaica trying to help Jamaican kids. Obviously, you have Kingston Academy, and those places are trying, but they don't have the support that way to really drive it forward. So one of the only places actually helping Jamaican kids, they're trying to fight against in the country. So everything connected to tell me that I don't think they want to help the kids them. They need to continue staying dumb so they can exploit contracts and get more monetary values out of these kids, because they're going to be used as an additional body that can be sold. They don't expect much from them, and they can buy their mother's house and that's it, but they are not going to excel past certain levels. And it's the certain levels I want to see. I want to see these kids on, and I know that they can do it because I saw Ricardo Gardner did it. I saw Ricardo Fuller did it. I saw Leon Bailey did it to a different extent with Leon Bailey, because he went overseas earlier than the others. But I saw people did it from Jamaica. So I know it can be done with much more modern science of today. You understand me? And I do believe that these guys are failing the kids them with selfish gains, in my opinion. But let me give them the next opportunity to see a next game, and see what he can add, because and I would love to hear what he learned from this game. I was listening to his press conference, but he seems a little bit he seems a little bit like the job is too big for him, because he seems, it seems like I heard someone said that he sounds confident the last time he was speaking, but after the game never really sounds so confident to me. I was listening to him trying to see what he saw, hear what he saw, and he sounded like, oh, it's just a work in progress, and the truth, what he wants to do is not there. So him himself doesn't believe that he achieved much from this game, because he thinks it's just a work in progress, and what he truly plans to put out wasn't seen today. Like, he knew that he would have gotten the backlash from the performance. So I guess I have to watch more games. I guess I have to watch more games, and he has to play more games for me to see what he wants to put out there, because that's what he pretty much said himself. So I can't use this game to really evaluate what took place. You understand me? Because that's what he doesn't, him himself trying to tell her that we should not use this game to judge a team. You understand me? So then why we play this game? Mr. Dre, why we play this game then? Is it we need to have 5 games? Because if we need to have 5 games, that exactly what I had said. Make sure this is a continuation. Make sure this is a continuation. If we need to have 5 games, make sure this is a continuation. JD, where you are able to watch the entire game. The entire game is on YouTube. Just type in Jamaica versus Grenada, and you have a guy streaming the game. He was on 10,000 views, and I thought that the JFF released the file public as well. So let me type it in. Let me type it in to tell you where. And let me try and put it in the chat. Don't worry yourself. Jamaica vs Grenada. I think 2 places. Jamaica Football Federation has it, and you have Michael Hutchinson, Mikey Live has it as well. So let me try give you the link for it. Let me get the link for it. Let me get the link for it. Let me get the link for it. I'm gonna post it in the chat, and then you guys can watch it there as well. And then the Jamaica Football Federation supposed to have it live as well. 1 second. Yes, the Jamaica Football Federation has it live as well. So you can go from the Jamaica Football Federation and you can go on Mikey Hutchinson live. Those are the 2 places. Oh, you're saying, oh, you mean that, I watched the game. But if I'm gonna talk about something, I have to do the honesty of investing in it. And that's why when I don't do any videos, it's just because I don't want to invest my time in certain particular subjects. That's why I didn't do it. You understand me? So if I'm doing it, honesty, you can't talk on things that you don't know. So I have to watch it, and then I can come and push back, because I knew that if I talk certain thing about Warner Brown, people will curse me out. So I had to make sure I watch it so I can push back and send him to watch something about what I was saying. I got to do it, and that's why maybe I don't do it as much, but I got to do it, and out of respect to what you're talking on, you got to do it. It's a challenging thing, but you have to. Come on, you doing my massive respect. Who you got for the EPL? So far, it's Arsenal, but I'm not going to count out Manchester City, and I'm still not going to count out Aston Villa as well. I do believe that the league is not finished. I'll talk. Yeah, but as well, you're wicked to no, but if I'm a YouTuber and I come here saying that I'm serving the people, why would I want that? Means I would be just as dishonest as the people that I'm criticizing, because they're not putting in the work to elevate the youth them. So why would I not watch it and then come and put it in the title to talk on it? That means I would have just been doing YouTube for money and benefits. No, my thing is, when I come here, I should know what I'm talking about. You understand me? And I want to watch it. I want to consume the information so I can put it out to you. And that is the best form of being a person of some level of intelligence, so I can actually transfer it to others. All right. So I understand what you're saying, but it's fear. It's fear when you're having strong conversations, especially when people will push back on things. You want to make sure your P's and Q's are very much locked off. All right, yes. Villa really no Villa still being in the title race is solely based on Arsenal and City have not been really good. Arsenal have actually no. Listen, Mr. Dre. The problem is Arsenal ain't good either. That's the sad thing. Arsenal ain't good either. I told you that Arsenal wasn't going to win the game, and they went on the draw just to see him. You don't know Arsenal 11 games, they might be looking convincing in 2 of the 11 games, but they got the wins and they got the points. So what that does, it leaves you to, you don't know if Arsenal is going to win the next game. You might know that they're going to get 16 corners and try to scam their way to a victory, but you don't know if they're going to truly win the game. So if you don't know they're going to truly win the game, and City can score 50,000 goals, but they can concede 50,000 goals as well. So you can say maybe City can outscore 16 teams and Arsenal drop more points again. So that in itself makes a title race still there, but Arsenal is the favorites. Arsenal is the favorites. The reason why Aston Villa is there, because the next 2 teams are inconsistent, and the most informed team, maybe bar the last against Everton, was Aston Villa. So the fact that the most informed team was Aston Villa over Manchester City and Arsenal and you are saying they have no chance winning it, I think we need to start give people respect. All right, Arsenal is in the driving seat at this point, but they have not looked convincing, just like Manchester City. So, and the most convincing team, bar last week and the last to Arsenal, is actually Aston Villa. So, how can you discredit them? That is my problem, Are we just giving names? Are we just talking about names now? We're not looking at what's taking place on the field. Are we not talking about what's taking place on the field? Brothers, Aston Villa winning games, so give them their flowers, blood. Give them their flowers. If City and Arsenal drop points and Aston Villa wins the damn game, Manchester United can't win nothing, Mr. Dre. We need to stop. But why are we eating on Aston Villa like that, blood? Wasn't that Aston Villa won 10 games in a row? No, because I like to jump on the facts. Wasn't Aston Villa the only team this season won 10 games or any straight games over 7 consecutive wins in a row? And if you say yes, why they can't do it again? Because that 10 games, that 10 games in a row, including beating Manchester City and Arsenal. You see what I'm talking about? You see, that's why I'm telling you, you guys are too emotional. You are too emotional because the team went 10 games in a row, beating Manchester City and Arsenal in that same 10 games in a row, and it's the only team to do it, and they are the most informed team, but they have no chance. So guys, I never said they are going to win it, but I'm just showing you that you don't put logics to conversation, because I just gave you all facts, that bear the brunt of what I'm saying. Makes sense, but you guys are saying, yo, Aston Villa can't win nothing. Well, tell you what, if they go and win 10 more damn games and City and Arsenal keep doing foolishness, you're going to be seeing Aston Villa hold the trophy and you are going to be crying. Oh, that was possible. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was possible on day one. It's just you being it's just you being a name run around person and not watching the games. Yes. Real or Barcelona fan. I'm much more of technical football, so Barcelona will always be the favorites for me. Barcelona will always, after 38 games, 1 Arsenal, 2 Villa, 3 City, and Liverpool, 4 Liverpool. All right, thank you. Before the game, at least I saw you giving Villa more credit. Knowing you, I love that you're giving Villa more credit, because the guys then keep on doing something. Because for the, from when I heard people saying Aston Villa will drop down to 5th and 6th and 20th position, we are already halfway, and it seems to be they should have passed City this week. They just fell off against Aston Villa, against Everton. That's it. So if they had gotten a draw, they passed City this week and climb on top of Arsenal. So people, let me stop this foolishness. City has to play Arsenal. You understand me? City has to play Arsenal, and Aston Villa will have a next team to play. And obviously, Aston Villa has City to play. So if Aston Villa beat City and Arsenal, and City beat Arsenal again, that is 6 makeup points on Arsenal. So if you think by that mathematics, let me tell you how much points Arsenal lead in the league. Arsenal lead in the league by, let me tell you, because I'm going to show you how life, people don't use logics, and talk, from the positions that we're in. So Arsenal at this point, in the league, 1 second, let me give you the league, because they are playing Europe. The league format kind of change. 1 second. They should be 7 points. They should be 7 points. So based off that, Manchester City can beat Arsenal 100%, right? And Arsenal and Aston Villa can beat Manchester City. So 6 points. Aston Villa can still creep up in that conversation right there. So for me, I don't think it's over, and that's why I still believe that Aston Villa still have a shot, and City still have a shot. because critical games are still there to be played via the top three, and Liverpool still have to play these teams. Liverpool can beat any one of these teams on any given day. You understand me? They can just be themselves on one given day. The problem is Liverpool is too up and down for the entire season. So you can't count it out. And then the Bournemouth and those teams, the Sunderlands and those teams can hold off anybody. You understand me? So it's a lot of teams. Everton can hold you on a day and literally make you can't score. You understand me? So a lot of things need to happen in the rest of the season. I can't give it to Arsenal. I wanted to give it to Arsenal, but I can't give it to Arsenal as yet. I think I have to wait the next 5 more games, blood. All right. Would you say Arsenal is unstoppable at this point? Chorus, everything I've just said is to say that Arsenal is not unstoppable because Arsenal not playing good football, blood. They want to, but clearly they are not getting whatever they need to get right, So I don't know if Arsenal is going to win the next game. Every day I hear Arsenal fans telling me, oh, dog, it's the 3 points that counts. And then when they don't get the 3 points, oh, we're still 7 points clear. We're still 2 points clear. It's all deflection tactics. They're not playing that convincing to say that they're going to win every game they go in. You said they have a chance to win the games, and majority of the times they got the points out of the games. But that same thing gives you hope that the next team can rally back and a bad spell can really reach Arsenal easily because they're not as convincing. We give them credit. In the Aston Villa game, the second half, they were very much convincing. Yeah. Can I bring you some, please? Yeah, so... Oh, yes, and they do have 3 tough games coming up. Manchester United is very much charged. Yeah, thank you very much. Manchester United is very much charged and stuff. So let me see, blood. All right, but Arsenal fans, I am not a hater. Arsenal is in the driving seat and should win the title. All right, I'm not a hater. I'm a loving human being. All right, yes. So let's stop it. I said Arsenal is the title favorites because they're in the position, but it's not over yet. Sure, but it's also true that the league has been very competitive. It is not easy to win games. Thank you, Nitro. Thank you. Because Wolves, I can't believe what I'm saying, but Wolves had City and Arsenal on the ropes. Wolves had 3 points at that time, or 4 points. And if you watch City versus Wolves and Wolves versus Arsenal, you can't believe that that's the 2 top teams. Because to be honest, Wolves was better than City and Arsenal, blood. I can't believe I'm saying that. You have to go and watch the games for yourself. The last game, Wolves scores every goal in the games. And then against City, they cause City all sorts of problems, blood. So for anyone to come up and tell you that City and Arsenal is the flat out favorites, I can't lie to you, blood. Aston Villa has to be in it because average teams dominating Arsenal and City. I can't believe what I'm saying. This never really happened before. Like the bottom team, Wolves, balling, City and Arsenal. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be the case at no point. And City, Wolves dominated are pretty much ball, both of them. It makes no logical sense. So for you to be here with a straight face telling me that the league is over, I want to say that it's sad. It's sad of you. And don't put any money on it. Please, don't put any money on it. That's the best thing. Don't put any money on it. Because you will lose your money, blood. All right, so people, lovely one. How could you say you are not a hater and say average team dominating the league leaders? But that is exactly what happened. I never said Arsenal only, Manchester City as well. So, oh, you mean I'm a hater? If that's exactly what took place, it's my point to prove that the league is kind of in shambles? Because the league leaders and all of those teams should always be the teams dominating the smaller teams, and that wasn't the case, blood. Remember, Wolves scored all of the goals in that game, Remember, And also in Arsenal game, yeah, City game, they had the City and the ropes, blood. Let me talk it as it is, man. The overhyping of these big teams, blood. It's not exactly what's showing on the field. I'm very sorry. I can't lie to you. Do you think the quality of the play yes. Big teams, now the margin between the big teams and the small teams is so minimal now. I remember back 3-4 years ago, teams lost to City before the game started because they're looking at the quality of the football playing wonderful on the field. They are looking at the football playing against them. No, these teams are saying this is foolishness. I can play the ball just like City. Roll the leather. That's why Wolves. Wolves is an embarrassment. Wolves can play better football than 15 teams in the Premier League today. Any given day. Wolves can play better football than 15 teams. Any given day in the actual Premier League, and they can't win games. So I don't know what's going on with that team. When Wolves decide they're going to play football, goddamn, they are going to win possession, and they are going to create more chances than every given team aside the next 5 teams that existed, or the next 4 teams existed aside from themselves, blood. But they are too inconsistent this season. They have always pulled it over the years, turn up with a late surge, win 10 games in a row, and stayed up. I am not certain if it's going to happen this season, but it looks like they can still pull it off again, It looks like they can still pull it off again. I don't know how Wolves keep getting away with this foolishness. Because after the 2 performances against Manchester City and Arsenal, they just storm back again and just start dominating teams again. Wolves is something else, people. Let me tell you where Wolves is at this point. Wolves is something else, people. Wolves is a special team. Wolves, people, if you watch the Premier League over the years, you can't believe Wolves always be pulling off these things. So Wolves is on 8 points. Wolves is on 8 points at this point. So if they win one more game, which is, let me tell you who they have next. They gave Shrewsbury 6-1. They gave West Ham 3-0. And they drew with Everton. They drew with Manchester United. They lost 2-1 so they only lost 1 in the last 5. They drew with Newcastle. They have Manchester City next. Watch what they are going to do to Manchester City. Watch what language and they're going to do to Manchester City. Watch what they're going to do to Manchester City. And then the Bournemouth game, they might can get a win in the Bournemouth game. Let me check here. Then they have Chelsea. They have a tough part. They have Forest. They have a Forest here. So they have a tough part. Then they have Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Brentford. Ooh. They have a tough schedule coming up. So let's see. They have a tough schedule coming up. They have Arsenal again. Brentford, they can win Brentford game, but it's going to be a tough 50-50 game. They did defeated West Ham before. Leeds. So in the back end, they have some good games. So if they can pick if they can pick 6 points out of the next 5 games, they have a good chance of staying in the actual Premier League. Because after the 6 games, then they have the next teams in Brentford, West Ham, Leeds. They can pick up good points out of that. So once they don't make the pack run away left them, I think they can actually pull it off. They are not relegated as yet. And the relegation, the 40 points that you normally have to have. Tottenham will struggle to get 40 points. Tottenham always losing games, Tottenham picked up 5 points in their out of their last possible 15. You understand me? So And Wolves picked up 6 points out of their last possible 15. So Wolves picked up more points. Wolves picked up more points than Tottenham in the last possible 15. So you get me? So you never may know what can happen if they continue on the same path. It will tell me that they would have gotten out of the top four, the bottom three, because they have picked up the most points out of the bottom three, and they have picked up the most points out of the bottom. Oh my God! See, so you're so like funny. They have picked up more points than the next 5 teams beside them. They have picked up more points than Burnley. They have picked up more points than West Ham. They have picked up more points than Forest as well in their last 5, because Forest picked up 4 points. Leeds picked up exactly the amount of points as them. Tottenham picked up less. No, Tottenham picked up 5 points as well. So they are joint. They are joint out of the next 5 teams. So let them keep on doing their thing. I'm not gonna call the relegation as yet. The next 5 games, if they can't pick up a point in the next 5 games and they don't look good, but based on how they are looking, I can tell you I am not going to write them off, because 2-3 wins. 2-3 wins is 9 points. 9 plus 8 is literally what, 17. So they could go on 17 points. That would put them at the brink of coming out of the relegation, because nobody else lower ain't picking up points. So if they get 3 points of the 9 points of the next 6 games, you never may know. We might just say that they might just be safe. This is mad. This is mad. A team that never had only 3 points after the first 15 games or so, or the first 14 games. Still, I'm saying that I don't think they have gotten relegated as yet. And people actually agree because they're watching the games. So only one person in the chat operating like only one person in the chat seems to be delusional and incoherent. Seems to be talking otherwise, because everything I've talked and I brought the facts up and it supports my case. But clearly, you can't follow the conversation if you can't understand me. Then choose your language that you speak. Yeah. So, anyways, that's pretty much it. I have answered the side questions of the show. I've answered the side questions of the show, right? I've answered the side questions of the show. We have answered the main points of the show, which is Senegal versus Morocco, Afcon. Congratulations to Senegal, but I thought they were unprofessional and they dragged the black race 0.3 points behind. I never liked that. It makes us look soft, and weak, but aside from that, congratulations to them getting it. And then Jamaica game, I'm still struggling to find out what was the reason. What was the reason of that game? And the coach himself after couldn't give me that reason. He's still telling you that we need more time to see. Still telling us that we need more time to see what he's going to bring. But we have no more time. We have no more friendly. So are we getting duped by Mr. Speed, or he's being honest that we need more time, and how much more time we truly need, because we have to play the other games. We don't have any other friendly. So are we going to just make up some friendlies, people, to see what Mr. Speed can give us? You understand me? Is he the man for the job? Because we have to start asking that. No, is he the man for the job? Because you can't come here and tell me that you need more time for people to see what we need to tell me that you can't get it done. JD, yeah, man. Yeah, no. FIFA should ban Senegal from the World Cup. Ban them from the World Cup, or take back the Afcon from them. Ban them from football. If they do anything like that, I have no problem. I think it was extremely disrespectful to people that turns their good TV on, spend their good money, and people supporting those dirty behavior. Yes, ban the coach. Ban the coach. The coach should never coach again, because he was the one instructed the guys them to do that, because clearly these guys wasn't born in Senegal, They're coming from France and those places. They have better behavior, and they just wanted to please the Senegal people, and the big dirty coach, yeah. Yeah, no, Mane didn't do anything. Mane didn't do anything wrong, Demo. Mane didn't do anything wrong. Mane was a professional. Mane was a professional. Mane was the only one trying to stop every practice, saying, brother, this is madness. The penalty can actually be missed in the blood. And you literally drag. I heard Mane telling the man that, brother, you dragged down the man. Mane went to the guy and told him that he dragged down the guy. So Mane was literally telling him, brother, if he never did that, we wouldn't have to be fighting. So it looks like Mane was the only sensible human being from Senegal. I am very sorry. It looked like he was the only cool-headed person, because he literally said, it doesn't matter what you're telling me. If he never dragged down the player, we wouldn't be here talking. So why are you going to join the people and coming off the damn field when you are the actual problem? So he was. I like that. I like that from him. He's a professional. I like that from Mane. Yes, it was sad, Demo. Demo, for the first time, I have to agree with him about my brother. For the first time, blood. Yes, it was disappointing, because it wasn't like they are playing bad. It was like enough time wasn't on the clock. They could have still come back in the game, because it was an even game, dead even game. Yes, I would say Morocco's style was a little bit more easy on the eye to play, but Senegal's switch wide playing was very effective against Morocco. They were breaking. They kind of stuck deep and then made the breaks on the wing, and they were very devastating. So they could have come back in the game. But I thought that it influences the penalty miss. It influences the penalty miss 100%. And I think Senegal shouldn't get the actual trophy. They should have just give the trophy to just cancel this trophy. I honestly believe that. So people, we did the hour. The people asked for the hour. Massive respect. I'm here. I will be back more streaming. I will be back streaming more regular. So look up for it. I will be on the Wemaxit channel. I have some things working on and stuff. All right. So take care of yourself. Stay alive. Keep on watching. Keep on watching the Premier League, because I've talked about a few things here, and I can tell you, you're going to see play out. Just watch. All right. Just watch. All right. So take care. See you in the next one. Bye bye.